20th at 6 p.m. And let's open with a word of prayer. Councilman Parsons, would you open us with prayer?
Let us pray. Father God, we just want to thank you for your Son, and we thank you that you allow us to come together as a group and to do your business and the business of the city. We ask that everything we say and do will be to glorify you this evening. We ask that travel mercies on the gentleman that's running late, and mercy for his daughter. And upon these things we ask in your Son's name. Amen.
Let's all stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We've got one item on the agenda tonight. It's a discussion regarding the wastewater project. We are going to ask for public comments to wait to the end because hopefully a lot of the answers will come during the discussion as we start out. So, don't think I'm ignoring y'all, but we're going to wait for the public comments towards the end. And I'm going to ask Ms. Anderson to go on and start. I think she's got the list of things here.
Okay, thank you. It's been a couple months since we all met for an end-of-month construction meeting. And since that time, there's been progress made on the wastewater project, albeit in sometimes it's been a little forward to go backwards. But we have got the startups done on the lift stations, the master lift station. And grinder pumps have begun to be installed and the boring's been done and such. But we really don't have a solid end date for the project. And there's a lot of questions and there's a lot of work that still needs to be finished up. As far as dressing up homes, cleaning up a lot of the yards and such. There's also a question about the videotapes of the lines that are still outstanding, so we really don't know if there's other issues that need to be addressed as far as repairs are concerned. We do know of some, and there's a concern with that as far as the impact to the town, expense, CSX inspectors, and that type of thing. So we called a meeting together tonight to try and get some solid answers and understand where we're at, where we're going, and when we're going to get there, so we all know and are on the same page. So that's at a very high level. I did send an email out to everybody with some of the questions that we had, and I think I've just kind of touched on those. But of main concern to us is the outstanding issues, the videos, and where we're going and when we're going to get there. That's giving this a synopsis, an overview. So having said that, I see that there's a plan that was passed out a few minutes before we started as to projected completion date on the project. I would ask, in looking at that we go through it, but also that I would like to make sure that we're careful when we say completed or done and make sure that we're talking about the same thing. We're talking about completed just to the point of the pipes being put in the line, or completed as far as all the dressing up and such, because it can mean two different things depending on where you're standing in this project.
And I did note that you've got a substantial completion date at the bottom here, which you're proposing that would be a week from today, actually.
Yeah.
And then, of course, final completion thereafter. And of course, to be substantially complete, we've stated that in letters that we need the as-built information and videos so that we can look through that material and be able to sign off to DEP. We actually have to send the as-bills to DEP as part of our final completion. So we have to have those in hand.
Basically, the surveyor's sitting on ready, and we have those laterals that he's got to pinpoint on the as-built drawing. And by Thursday, he basically press print. You'll be 100% set of as-built because all the piping is installed. The service laterals that we had to go across 255 and this, that, and the other, he's got to actually plot those where they're at geographically on the as-built drawing.
So are all the as-built done other than just a few service laterals?
Service laterals and some grinder pump laterals.
Does he want to cut loose of what he's got and just have that one sheet that
he'll have it all. I mean, he's going to come out tomorrow. If you look at the schedule.
Thursday is supposed to be 100%.
He's got about 4 hours of field work and he can give 100% set.
Because, we haven't seen, I guess we haven't seen as-built on any, the only as-bills we have are actually force mains. So we have no as-built information on the gravity sewer missing, we can at least start looking.
He'll have it all to you. I mean, like I said, Thursday, he'll have all his information for Wednesday. And he's sitting already.
Will those services be in by Thursday as well?
Yeah. They actually were gonna finish up tomorrow with all the service.
Yeah, all the tie-ins will be done tomorrow, and all the cleanouts will be done by Thursday.
Including those services down by the church?
The extra ones down there?
The ones on by Methodist Church over there?
No. All the ones on the draw.
Well, we need to get those added then. And you got your drill rig here now, are you drilling those in, or what?
Yeah, well, that's what happened, drilling the wrong.
The other ones that you're finishing up in the next couple of days here, are you drilling
No,
those?
they're all done.
All done.
All they gotta do is tie them into the main and hit the clean out. All the drillings, all those have already been bored in.
So is the surveyor got all the as-bills done other than just whatever these last few services are? We've been asking for them for, months for the as-bills, so.
And then they said they'd let me get our hands on, they wanted 100% signed and stamped.
Yeah.
Give 100%, we had to have all the laterals in.
Okay, well, you don't let you back your list.
So the times are supposed to be done tomorrow is what it's got on here then?
Correct.
That's still on schedule?
Yes, sir.
Cleanouts by Thursday.
And clean out the service laterals, is that?
Yeah, it's just over on the other side of the road, putting the clean out in, a little concrete donut on it. Pipe's already crossed there. I just gotta put the clean out and the concrete donut on after they tie it into the main side.
So we need to do those services at church.
Yeah. You want to run down this schedule of what you're proposing?
Basically, they'll finish the tie-ins Monday and Tuesday, get all the cleanouts in by Thursday. There's 3 double grinders that they gotta plumb. They'll plumb all 3 of them tomorrow. Then we're gonna we gotta pressure test the US 90 change order, and then we're gonna retest the 3-inch and the 8-inch wherever we did the saddle taps for the grinder pumps. So pretty much from Magnolia to Dale Leslie, we'll retest that section right there. Then after that, we've already did the bores for the water service. They just gotta tie in the water service for the master and tie it into the LS2. We'll get that done Wednesday and Thursday. We'll start forming up sidewalk tomorrow, have all the sidewalk and all the concrete items poured by Friday. And then, they're working right now wiring up all the grinders and the flow meters. All the grinders are already installed. They just got to wire them to the house. They're working on that now. There's some remaining punch-out list items that, they're working on at the same time they're doing everything else.
From our inspection from back in April then? Punch list items?
Yeah, there's a few. It's probably 98% complete. There's just a few items they're still working on. Some of it had to do with restoration. We still have to get pipe in and get finished before we finish some of them. And then we're going to start doing all the grassing, sod and seed, get that all finished up next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then watering will be ongoing. We'll have a local guy up here running the water truck, just watering all the grass on the right of way. And then finishing up all the rest of the all the rest of the cleanup and dress out, getting people's yards raked back right and all that stuff taken care of. And that's really it.
Now, sir, do y'all have another date set for another drive-through punch list type thing review, or?
We haven't at this point.
Yeah, I just kind of put one on there for Monday. It's kind of for you guys, whenever you guys want to schedule it. But we'll be ready for it on Monday.
Because you and Lenny done it last time for the city, right?
She's got a list already.
So all the manholes that were notated and everything, those will all be taken care of in that time frame too?
I would suggest let's get our hands on the Yeah, that's, you know, I hope the schedule is met. I'd love for it to be met.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's extremely optimistic based on past history. So,
Joe, but you did do the bricks board down there at Bethany Church.
right. They still got to do those. There's a lot of punch list things I think they're still left to do. What I would say before we schedule another inspection is let us get our hands on the as-bills so we can look at all that.
Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, 100% as-built.
When is that, Thursday?
Give us a few days to look through those.
As well as all the videos.
Yeah, we need the videos too.
Any repairs that are.
Yeah. What's the status of the video? What you got in here is a re-videoing, but we still.
Normally, right here is more videos, but I mean, if I'm putting them all together in a nice packet, I can still give them to you now if you want, but I'm gonna put everything together in a binder, all in one with all the videos with real labels on it. I just wrote on a Sharpie video 1, 2, and 3. And I was gonna make 4 binded packages with 4 copies of everything.
All right.
So that's, yeah, all the videos are done.
And you're
They're
gonna
all right here.
keep one of those packages?
Yeah, I'll keep one and I'll give you guys
Okay.
3.
Well, we're gonna keep one and we're gonna forward 2 to y'all.
Okay.
So you got one for town hall and one if you wanna blow them
It'll be
out.
all in one binder, you know, instead of a bunch of reports laying
Well,
everywhere.
we'll have time to go through those and make
Yeah,
sure that
on
everything.
that map I've got right there, just for people's viewing, I marked on there what video we haven't received, what we have received.
Just kind of a graphic thing. The yellow is
Gravity videos we have received, the blue is what we have not, and the green is force main, which we don't video. But I've marked on there which runs, based on the reports we've received, have sags or have dips or holding water. So I hope that those have been addressed. So videos back for all of them.
So these are areas where there's some sags in the pipe that have to be addressed, including up here.
So these videos were taken about 3 days prior that we was going around repairing any of those sags and dips.
Well, I guess we
Okay.
need to see that verified somehow.
Well, that'd be
Yeah,
great news. That'd be great news.
Do we have a new video?
Yeah, new video or something to,
When was that new video back
And the video man's gonna be back later
When is
this
it coming?
week. Yeah.
the 23rd,
Yeah,
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Is that their re-video repair runs for Thursday? And that's these that are listed that we know so far?
So you're saying the videos were done 3 days prior to when the changes or the corrections were made? Is that what you're saying? Like-
Yeah, when we videoed it and found out what we were talking about, that's when we arrested him.
Okay,
And he's just gotta come back, we're gonna finish up everything when he brings him back up here.
so we should be clear down in the
There should
CSX
be
right
more
away.
digging there in CSX right away.
We hope.
That's what I'm worried about, that's what I'm asking. I mean, based on
I mean, you
the
know,
first video we got.
we install the line and then you TV the line. If you have a 1/4 inch dip or a 1/4 inch sag for 4 or 5 feet, this, that, and the other, you know, you go back in there and basically pick it up, punch the pipe in,
Right.
tamp it back up, and then you have to re-TV it.
Sure. Yeah, I just know there was some that was
A lot
close
larger than
close to
1/4
2 inches,
Yeah.
1 inch and 3/4 to 2 inches. And one of those was right down on Farm Road down
We
in
talking
CSX right
That's the one I
away.
did
How
not.
many you talking about, Keller?
Right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, it's actually one.
As well as
It's down in front of,
this one right here. I just didn't show, I never got permission.
Yeah, I
Never had the logs on it.
remember some of the logs on that. You were talking about 3/4 inch tolerances, 0.50 half inch. So, talking about 1/4 of an inch.
well, no, that one was actually 1 3/4.
Yeah, I remember the one. yeah.
Okay,
And that usually comes into, like, if they were backfilling a ditch and a large amount of dirt fell right on a joint, you know.
yeah, and I understand, but from a town perspective, my concern is we're talking about asphalt, CSX right of way, and it's not it's not within that tolerance, and we want to make sure it's right, so that we don't
Anything
have those problems.
that come back to per se bite us that was in that area,
Right.
we can send a thumper up that line. And what that does is it'll go to a dam or a sag, and it's pneumatic. It'll vibrate that line and iron that out.
I don't doubt you.
I mean, worst case
That
scenario.
sounds kind of, I'd want to see it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
I
I
would too.
And so that would, you're gonna try and raise the pipe by dumping?
Yeah, the level it up, and then wherever operations need to be, you need to be.
I mean, worst case scenario is, I know the run you're talking about, it's an inch and a half, like I said, something had to, it's not gonna fall down an inch and a half when they lay the pipe, something, as they were backfilling it, too much spoil went in at one time or whatever, and basically you would have to excavate, and I wanna say that particular run was 7 feet long, so instead of having exactly a straight line, you'd have a inch and a half dip right there, and that's usually where the two pipes would join together. Because that's the only place in the pipe you'd more so get that much of a sag. So when he starts, when the camera comes up to the sag, it'll actually show the water level getting deeper. That's how it'll show a dip. So when they flush the lines, all that water should be, at best a half if an inch. So when they're pulling the camera, a lot of times there's tolerances there. But for an inch and a half to get by the camera and us not see it with a laser is a little bit out of the spec.
So the new video should show it corrected, that was the bottom line, right?
And if it's not corrected, basically if you had to excavate that area, you're not excavating the pipe run. You excavate, the camera will actually show you 27 feet just per se into the pipeline. It starts a sag. And then the sag lasts for 7 feet, and then there's no more sag. So you dig down right there on that area right there, basically strap the pipe, pick it up, put your brake instrument on it, pack it right underneath there, and then cover it all back up.
But the issue is, it's right away, you gotta have the inspector and all that out here again, scheduled to get them in. So that could turn into a major issue.
We have someone that says it.
Exactly.
Well, on the first set of testing, we had about 6 areas that we got to go back and spread.
But you'll have the videos available showing that all of that is corrected? At what day will that
Well,
be?
that's supposed to be
Okay.
Thursday, I think.
Thursday,
I guess what we're
Thursday?
saying, regardless of whatever it is, whenever there's issues, we need video to verify that it's been corrected. Right. And if it hasn't, it will need to be corrected.
And there is a section in the general conditions that talks about costs that are excluded. So when you talk about unit price items, it specifically says costs due to the negligence of the contractor or subcontractor or anybody working directly with it. But the gist of this paragraph is that if you've got to go back and then do additional work, you don't get paid. You're not getting paid twice.
That'd be like a corner piece of sidewalk with a crack in it.
Well, yeah, but that would also apply to the CSX inspector.
I know where you're going.
We've all suffered through enough of that.
That's our fault.
Okay.
Unless we say most of our vibration by here, so.
How long is our guarantee
After
after
completion,
completion?
Well,
is there a year
the
or?
yeah, it's a 1-year warranty period and it starts when the project is substantially complete.
And the warranty covers
Covers everything.
everything?
Yeah.
And do y'all will be
It doesn't cover misuse now.
Yeah, no.
Well, we know that,
Use or misuse, that's a whole
Yeah.
different story, yes.
but I mean, we do have some.
But yeah, I mean, if you had acts of God, whatever, floods, lightning, tornadoes, or whatever, I mean, it's obviously not going to cover that stuff. But stuff, latent defects in materials or labor. So the things that don't show up.
And to bring things into perspective, there were how many thousand feet of deep gravity sewer? 27,000 feet, so you're looking at about close to 5 miles.
Yeah.
And the tolerances that we're talking about are literally the thickness of a number 2 pencil for 7 feet. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, you look at this spot, this spot, this spot, when that pipe's laid is laid with a laser, and the tolerance is a 1/2 inch on Joe's spec, which bigger municipalities is an inch. So you're talking the thickness of a number 2 pencil for 7 or 12 feet, depending on that little bit of sag.
But you're talking lower flow too for a small community, so you're not gonna have as much push and stuff.
Well, the good thing about the way he designed your system is basically your system gets flushed by the number 2 lift station every time it kicks on.
Yeah, depending on where you're at in the thing. Yeah, but you got literally the job is over 27,000 feet of sewer, which is over 5 miles of line, so, yeah, we're.
In 5 miles of line, you got a 6 spots that,
We can
sag
put
quarter of an
an
inch.
inch, but the inch and what was it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah, that was a total, something happened there. The pipe crews, if they're getting it right on grade for 5 miles and then all of a sudden you got an 1.5 inch dip somewhere, something happened on the backfill side of that. It could have been a big boulder of clay fell in when the machine went by. It could have been a numerous amount of things, but it's for such a short span. So it shows that 1.5 inch dip, and it's showing it for 7 feet, I think. So something, fell in right there and caused that problem. Other than that, you got small variations. Like I said, it's pretty tight tolerance.
Well, I agree with you, but there is no tolerance for seaboard.
What else you got there, Sarah?
Okay, so are we all comfortable with July 1st date?
How comfortable are you with that date?
Is that
It's aggressive.
Is July 1st total completion?
Yes, ma'am.
Total.
So
And
you're talking-
y'all are ready to leave on July 1st?
We sure hope so.
Now, that's including the church?
We've been pushing overtime, working Saturdays, trying to really
I don't know, but that's only 3
I know,
servers.
but I
expedite as
still,
much as
Yeah,
possible.
every time.
I think there's a lot of punch list stuff.
But that is total completion on July 1st.
We'll work for that.
Project is what they're saying, total completion of the project.
Ready for the
You're gonna
walk?
have to catch the review tonight.
Is that when the walkthrough comes?
Well, we don't mean what I want to do is.
That doesn't mean the warranty starts that day unless we agree that it's substantial.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, is that when the walkthrough comes?
Well, we need to get our hands on those as-built and those
That's the
videos,
main thing,
which,
yes.
we've been asking for that for a long time, so once we get that,
We don't get
then we'll
them in.
go back through. I guess you're gonna re-video, what she said, it was what, this week, Tuesday or Wednesday? or
Thursday.
So, next week I'll be on vacation, but Kellen can look through those videos and,
Verify that it's all correct.
verify that it's
Operational.
complete.
But you got all those others to look through too, right?
Right, yeah.
Right.
Joe, do they have a copy of this list that?
Yes, they do.
They do, okay.
Yeah.
So they can check it out, okay.
Everything in blue is stuff that we've never had a video on at all. And then, of course, these things we need to see re-video.
Right, and the other ones are right here. Yeah, we're good.
So once we're able to look through that, we can verify that all of that is correct and is working, and then we can consider it substantially complete at that point. And you've got all of those punch list items, which we've sent several, you got the original substantial completion punch list,
Yeah, they're almost all complete.
as well as several of the other items we've sent throughout the past 2 months. And then once the contractor feels that they've completed all those items, then they can contact us in the town to schedule a final walkthrough, which we will do, and certainly we'll have several other items.
You talking about this list that's been compiled, right?
Sure.
All that's gotta be completed by
In
July
that
1.
packet, there's...
Which one in the packet?
Well, there's, the first one is...
This is correspondence all the way back to.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, this goes back to
This corresponds back to
April.
when we first submitted to you guys the...
We haven't gone back to look at those lists on the punch list,
Even
so,
It's
from
already
April.
95.
yes, we have not.
Okay.
I mean, Leroy's been here every day, working.
Yeah, I know
with it and
that,
all
but I'm saying we
But
can
we
go
have
from
not had
April.
a walkthrough, and we'll do that with the same people that did the initial walkthrough to make sure everybody's satisfied.
Sarah, last meeting was April 5th.
Yeah, I know.
That's,
Correct. But I mean, when you do the walkthrough, they'll check this punch list too.
Check to make
This
sure
is
all of those
right at the
items included on this punch list as well as additional items I've sent to the rest.
That's one punch list.
There's a couple other letters we sent, like
Yeah.
This
from,
just to start,
from startup
substantial completion,
inspections
it's got
and
correspondence that follows that.
some items we received from
This
Madison
is all
County
things
Department.
that y'all have gotten, it's just
There's a couple other things, so
document.
whatever the contractor thinks that they've done all that complete, we'll walk through. And
Y'all got DOT satisfied with the sidewalks and the railing?
confirm all of that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. We're trying to get a projection and come up with a hard date.
They think we can have the final
They
walk.
say they can have all that done.
Has there been anything on this letter, April 14th from Robert Henderson? So that's still.
Where is that? Where is that?
It's about in the middle of the package.
We've got
We have two letters from
got two different letters from the Madison County Road Department.
one dated May 17th, and the other dated April 27th.
No, there's an April 14th.
There's an April 14th.
Yeah, that was
Has that been-
attached to the letter I sent.
Okay.
And then we've got the road out in front here that the county wants repaired. So that's, I keep going back to that July 1st date just to make sure.
That's their punch.
Yes,
Well, yeah, it's part of
Yeah.
the project.
but it's part of.
Yeah, I know it is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It has to be resolved, you know. So,
Have y'all talked about the county's request on the roads and paving? Have you talked about your course of action?
So we need you to find this in quantities too. Yeah. Do what now? Well, the final adjustment of quantities, which we were waiting on the as-bills to get those. So,
Which one?
We just got to go over the as-built and, adjust all the, get everything adjusted out, make sure everything's
Oh, yeah,
built right, some under, there'll be some over.
so everything will be lump sum is down, right? I don't know why.
no, just,
The substantial completion, I thought initially when we had the last meeting, you said when we had the lift station operational.
right, I had several things that I,
Why are you changing?
well, no, I haven't changed my mind at all. What I said was we needed several things complete to be substantially, to qualify as substantial completion. One was all the pump stations had to be operational. Basically, the system has to be operational. I mean, and at this point, the town cannot use the system, but you have to have your pump stations going. You've got to give us the as-bills and everything so we can send in the certification to DEP, and it has to be usable. And
Normally, I mean, so the project we've done, as it is submitted at the end of the project, and it's not considered as part of substantial completion, it's considered as part of final completion.
well, I'm envisioning we're still going to have a notable punch list.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you as this, but what I'm saying, if you consider that as substantial completion, because the surveyor actually starts surveying as you move along, and it does not finish everything until the job is 100% completed. And it's not,
Didn't they change the completion date, the substantial and the completion date to the same date?
Yes, we did.
That was changing one of the change orders.
We gave you the extension to that. That was the first one, but after that, no.
And typically, the period of time between the substantial and final is usually only 30 days. Sometimes some smaller jobs is only 15 days. But the 30 days allows for, punch list to be prepared and then for y'all to address it. So 30 days is not a whole long period of time when you start getting into punch list items. So,
Well, this
I mean, I know what you're saying, they're usually two separate dates, but these were combined into one.
and actually what happened at that time, I mean, when we did the change, the first change order, so we didn't address any time extension because we thought we could finish before the job, before even, finish everything. So we have a big change order that no time at all. So then when we did the second one, that's when they did, the time, and the only time for the second one was for the first one. But
See,
then
that was February, and we're still at it. The project. The project's not complete.
Anyway, maybe the best way is when we finish everything, then we, actually address.
Well, I'm hoping the window between substantial completion and final completion will be fairly short. I mean, that'll be up to y'all as far as, how extensive the punch list is and how fast it gets done. But until we can send the certification into DEP, the owner can't use the system. And if they can't use it, then it's not complete. It's not substantially complete. So like the building, if you're still working on the building and the owner can't move in and occupy it, maybe you gotta come back and adjust some painting or doors or something like that or whatever, but as long as they can start using it, then it's substantially complete. But at this point, DEP will not allow them to hook anything up to it until that certification is sent in, so they cannot use it.
I think immediately when we finish using it, you'll be able to, when we finish, you're going to start using the same thing or the same.
Well,
We gotta get.
no, we
approval
have
from
to send it
DEP.
into DEP.
We need the paper, we need,
Yeah, I mean, we ordered up to finish, that's the best thing to do, so that they will start using the system, since, it's been so long, I know that.
Yeah.
Joe, I have a real problem with this letter from Mr. Henderson on dated me the 11th.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking to him about right now. I don't understand that.
Maybe.
Yeah, dealing with the asphalt. It's basically items 4 and
Sarah just
5.
asked that question, didn't get an answer to it and all that. Can they consider?
They, because it is a major highway, it's 90 and 255, there was a 2 1/4 inch base on that thing, we put back an 1.5 inches. There's a substantial amount of footage involved.
No, that's the first one, it's farther back.
2 pages back.
That's on the railroad.
Yeah. As much bumping as those trucks do go over that track, it'll break it out in no
No
time.
time.
I don't think that's right. Because not only was that repaired, it was also overlaid beyond what we repaired. I mean, I overlaid as asphalt was brought up to it to make a smooth transition for the overlay. High court.
Yeah, maybe that would be the way to find it.
Yeah, record and make sure, because we don't want that thing breaking out a year from now.
Oh, finally, yeah, 1 and 2.
There's 2 1/4 placed down on that strip down there. That last number 5. It's 2 1/4 asphalt.
Yep.
That's the thickness of the
Yeah,
top
yeah,
course,
was
the
that,
asphalt.
I'm asking, is that what, do they do that? Or was it
He's
one-
thinking they did, and the only way to find out for sure is actually go out to core, and they take a 2-inch core bit, they actually drill down in the asphalt and take a section out, and then you can measure it. That's what a core is.
Okay, so that'll be done and to verify that.
Yeah.
That'll be verified.
Are you talking about there at my office? or-
Yeah, that,
Right there.
new strip.
That's well more than 1.5 inches. I think you find your quarter.
It's 2
Yeah, that's
1/4.
why I don't quite understand that.
They haven't done cores on it, so how would they know?
Yeah,
It may be them just sending a generic punch list that they want to make happen, but you guys should get with Ted or contact them, make sure you.
Verified.
First time I've been in
Verified.
well, then here it's in here. This is the one.
I would send proof to them.
We'll have a testing lab come down here and they'll back a drill up there and they'll drill down
Okay.
and I'll drill what he's already got too, to make, he got 2 1/4, but
Maybe give him a call when they're doing that,
Yes.
make
Oh,
sure he's
yeah.
here, so he
Yeah, he can
can
watch.
sign off on it.
We didn't keep that extra report to see which location it is.
Yeah, we got it.
And I sent that letter to you, I think May 17th today, the page before that, transmittal to you.
Sir, did you have anything else before we open it to the public, for the ones that signed
Well,
in?
I guess I just keep asking the same question, and maybe I'm just gonna cease and desist here, but are we saying that July 1st, everything and everything is?
That's what I keep asking.
I mean, we keep saying yes, and then I hear,
Yeah, we need to be
Everything
out,
that says
yeah,
no.
we need to be out here July 1st, and then the questions of retainage, actually, we were talking about that, and I don't know, I will also send you invoice which you didn't approve.
July last invoice.
Yeah, we see that, so.
Certainly when, once you correct it, which I sent you an email telling you several things to correct. Is that in this package? Email should be in this
I
package.
think that's in.
You said you're going to have to upgrade and all that, which is not even, it's not fair.
Well, I said,
Well,
once we can.
Yeah, that's our letter of
Consider
June 3rd, and you were asking for the retainage to be dropped down to 5%. But here again, we got, the project's got to reach substantial completion for that to happen.
I mean, maybe all the pipes are in, all the lift stations are in. See, we never done a job that after 6 months, the state, they normally reduce it. They never hold it in 10% for a year. So the reason why they do that, so that any contract will not have any problem paying this. We have over, almost now close to $400,000 now, something retaining that we gone for over a year.
Well, the project
And
should have
then,
been done.
Yeah, we would have loved for this project to have been done.
Yeah, we would have done it a year ago, January.
well, there's so many other stuff that is beyond our control. So I mean, it's a lot of things that you have to document to reveal. But normally they release 5% retainage so that people can do everything, not to strap the contractor from financial, so that we have financial reporting for over a year that the retainage is there, that we can get paid. Then again, we invoice for what we did, they didn't approve it. So, and every time, I mean, we know when the thing gets to you, you send it up, but it takes sometimes 2 months just to get paid. And that's the truth. So what do we do about it?
But I know the town is not sat on any of the invoices when they get it. We process them immediately.
Oh,
It's not like we're sitting on, so a lot of it, like has been discussed at the last meeting, I think, was the delay from your side of the house getting the paperwork to tell them to get it processed.
It's both sides, The town is the only one that can prove innocent in this instance. So both of us are at fault, And then sometimes we get to them and then they take for a long time before they say they have a problem. Then we get back again, it takes a long time again before they bring to Susan. But when it gets to her, second day, it's gone. So, but despite that, I mean, and we have some contractors, that are calling you, who done like somebody did a job in April. 20, right? And the April invoice is not even going until February, May, almost middle of
they won't
May.
even do yet.
And the guy calling that we want him money, and all kind of costing, calling the money company. So we can't pay him until we get paid. See, those are the something. We also have an electrician, which actually he sent the invoice like a proposed something, and he ended up revising. And he did he did one like February or something like that.
May 27th.
Yeah, and he hasn't even done the job yet. They consider that as a
Although the first one was September, he sent one in for September of 2010,
and hasn't done the job at that time.
we didn't get the generators
He
until
said when he started the
February 28th.
job, so, and then we pay him except one, we pay him all the invoices except one, which was when
February 27th, May 27th.
Yeah, and we have never get paid yet. And they called him and said so what do we do? But despite that too, because what we've been doing, we're trying to pay the people before we get paid. But we cannot even do that now when we don't have the money and this job is so tight and all our resources went on this job. And we still can't get it to the least. If you have almost 400,000 on a job for a small, a small company like us, for a year, and you can't get 200,000 to pay everybody, and you say we're September commission, all the major items are in, all the pipes are in. So what do we do?
Well, the bottom line is you got to meet the terms of the contract, and the contract says that we keep the 10% until substantial completion.
No.
Is what the contract has wrote in, right, sir?
Is that what was in it?
It is, yeah.
They followed the state.
Joe, when
It wasn't a mistake.
when you get the photos and the as-bills, and you submit that to DEP for their approval for us to begin to use the system, how long will they take to get that back to you? Do you have an idea?
And it really varies. If you've got a system that you're trying to get connected, and more so like on the water side, I've seen them turn it around in a few days, but more typical is probably a couple weeks. But
And who keeps track does somebody in your office keep track of payment for pipe, payment for valves, payment for grinding pumps, payment for whatever? All right, so are you assured that at the end of the project, final completion, all the folks out there that have billed are paid? Supplies, a supplier.
Yeah,
I'm talking
well, that's something we actually don't have. You talked about the contractor actually paying the subs and the suppliers.
Correct.
Yeah, that's something we do not have that information. So the only way for us to know that somebody's not being paid is for them to send a notice to owner, and at the end of the project, when we get ready to do final payment, we're going to ask for a affidavit from the contractor and releases of liens from all these people that says that they've been paid.
So all of that's gonna take a little bit of time.
Well, right, but we can go from, we can get to that substantial completion. Once he gives us the videos and the survey data, and, you know, we look through it, make sure it's correct, then we can say the project's substantially complete. And, you know, if we truly get that, we're saying Monday, that
We'll actually have that to you Thursday. I just had to, put
we,
the meeting.
you know, next week, we may be able to.
We can verify it and everything looks good.
Yeah.
That's when the second, you already get some, you get some video and you get some.
But everything in blue, we've never had.
Got some of the videos, some of them have issues at this point, though. We still need to verify there's some video that we
Which
can
includes
see again.
the rundown there,
Well,
too.
all of that has to be re-videoed too, and
Yeah,
and
Right,
you,
it has, apparently already has, but we have not received the newer video of that.
Yeah, well, not only that, not even the main invoice too, you did not even process it.
Well, we've stated to you why we
You
can't.
get paid for everything that's
Yeah.
submitted.
You didn't pay no
Yeah,
penalty.
It's already been paid.
When you roll your retainage down too, you need to get rid of all your stored materials. Because if everything's in the ground, there shouldn't be any stored
Well, the
materials.
stock material is, you know, I mean,
So
it's more of our own, you know, something with that supply. I mean,
Talking-
the decision have nothing to do with that.
Talking about bills, have we paid CSX? Because I got a phone call from them
Yeah,
today.
we sent them the last, I think we sent $5-something, I think we sent them. What is that?
It was two $19,000 bills and
36,
37,000.
yeah, 37 and
I think
219.
last time we sent them with $30-something.
37 and then a 19.
Okay. Has been paid,
Yeah.
so there's still a 19 outstanding, is that, okay? Because they've called a couple times today.
That
I've
was
left a
on the,
message. I just want to know, I have to talk to them, so.
And that was on the May invoice that we tried to do the retainage on, we got it correct.
Oh,
The final,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so that's
Yeah,
one that
that's
hasn't
it.
come in yet.
Yeah, one.
Well, actually, I hadn't even requested payment yet, because actually, they gave us June 2nd, they gave us pay application number 16, which included another CSX bill.
Okay.
We did not approve that payment, so that one has never gone to the
And
state.
That's the
You
final.
know what I'm saying? That's,
Final
yeah, see, those are the things that causing problem to that.
Yeah, no doubt.
What I'm
So when
saying,
you do that,
if you read
you're-
this email that tells you what we're lacking on that pay application, which there's several mistakes just in the pay
Yeah, well,
application
I'm saying,
itself.
look like somebody something, I never done any job that for a year.
Much like LS 53, that was almost a $400,000 change order, they've been using that system for 2 months, and that's about 40 grand in retainage just right there.
Yeah.
40 grand pays a lot of bills. That system's been up and running for 2
Yeah,
months.
we're paying the full CSX bill, we're only be paying 90% of it. So there's a lot of little things.
Yeah, well, that's true, that does add up to some money.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, you say
right,
that, but you
yeah,
know.
that's a valid point. Do we want to consider reducing the retainage on lift station 53, since we have certified that's complete? It's been accepted by DEP and, of course, the owner, it's done. That item could be done, but if we do that, we need to get those stored materials off that application. I mean, if you want to look at that and see if that's worth considering.
Yeah.
Is that the one you said was leaking?
No, well, that's actually not anything to do with them, it's actually right up above the hill, it's just some kind of irrigation
Okay.
thing. You know, actually, lift station 53 is completely done.
And signed off on by
Yeah.
DEP.
and DP signed up?
Yeah.
And all
So
our
we need to actually get rid
all
of
those
those.
down and leave lift stations have been fired off and tested, and, I mean.
But we have,
But
that's
it's not
not
accepted.
accepted, yeah.
Not accepted.
Well, we can't set it in, we have to have,
Oh,
this,
okay, for
yeah, we have to set it in.
So what is he asking for, Joe?
Well, he's asking to reduce the retainage on lift station 53, which is a big ticket item. It was.
Okay, how much would that be?
About 40,000 in retainage.
Yeah,
I tried
we should
to-
pay some bills, no doubt. I mean, if we
We
wanted
could
to,
do it in the,
we could
no,
go to
just
zero
one
on that item, because it's done and that Madison has accepted it.
DEP,
Yeah.
and DEP is.
And the contractor's gonna sign off on it.
All the punch list items done on it?
Yeah.
They signed
Are all
off.
the punch list items done on LS 53?
You may have a couple more things here and there.
They straightened up some dirt, level it out, and I believe CJ,
You think it is done? Yeah.
they put it
Okay.
out.
I think that I will.
Then on
Bring
with
your
everything else.
So, Lift Station 53, we wanted to go to zero on that item, that one item, that's like 40 grand, but we need to get,
We'd have to have a motion and a
What's the,
No,
what's the total retaining, John?
Yeah, what is the total?
well, it's 10% of the contract, which is basically $400,000.
400,000.
Yeah.
And that would leave us 360,
Yeah,
is what you're having.
but he's got some stored materials that need to go with though.
Sure, not at that location, but there are,
On the end of
there's
it.
an 8-inch or 10-inch
Yeah,
PVC.
there's some that's gotta be, yeah, there's all kinds of adjustments we gotta make.
$120,000 still not.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
adjustments.
there was a lot of additional items we gotta come up with, like moving the grinder pumps around, all the manhole changes out there on 255 to get below the fiber. You know, we gotta get all that figured out too.
In what regard?
Yeah, right.
July.
Money wise?
You know, those additional costs can change all the manholes. We specify that.
From the supplier.
Yeah, and then we moved some of the, we really weren't worried about all this, because I mean, I thought the contractors want to go a different way, but like some of the grinder pumps, we moved from a house that was 100 foot off the road to a house that's 1,200 foot off the road. So just that extra 1,000 foot of pipe
Have you
covered all
laid any
that.
that are 1,200 feet off the road?
Yeah, a bunch.
Most have actually put in grinders that are 1,200 feet off the road?
Where are they? Where are they? Where are they?
800 foot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where was the 800?
Dole, Mr. Dole, one of them, and,
Doyle's house is back.
who was the other one, we had to go way back in there too. There's two of them. And,
That's gonna pay the difference. Well, you talk about, usually the housing is a grinder pump, 100, 150 feet from the main line. And when they changed them to grinder pumps, we didn't say nothing about it. They're 800 feet down the street. That's like doing 8 grinder pumps. As far as trenching in, that's 8 times the material. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we've done that we just like taking on the chin.
Yeah, we just
Well,
And wasn't gonna bother with it,
I
we're
know.
thinking that was, you know.
we've all taken things on the chin.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't have, so it just, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean, I'm not doing
because see,
wrong.
we
Yeah,
don't,
it's like-
People in glass houses, people in glass houses, we wasn't gonna say anything about it.
never gonna be
but,
brought up.
but I mean, we've done it on the projects like 94, you made it easier, you know, things just different. It's just,
We
it's
both
just,
try to work together to come to the end
Right, I was
result.
gonna say, we don't wanna go down that path.
yeah, let's don't,
Like you already said, it's in the simple one.
I'm with you on that, don't go there.
In the time on it, I mean, it's just 4 times, we just try to grind it out.
Right, I know, that's why I said, hold on, let's be careful.
Yeah.
But you're saying that, the 40,000 DEP has, for 40,000 to be released.
Yeah, Lift Station 53 work.
DEP everything's correct there. If that is
They're
correct,
using it right now.
if that is correct,
Mhm.
I will
And-
make a
and
motion
Harold's
to release the
fine, and,
40,000.
yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion.
Just the 40,000,
Yeah,
referring to
it's 10% of whatever that item is.
lift station.
Eliminate
at
190.
390, there's 39,100 or something.
Well, the motion is the one line item to release the withhold on it. Do we have a motion, do we have a second on that? So we have a motion and a second.
4309?
Okay, is there any other discussion on it? Or are you all ready for a vote?
So it's 309,000.
Okay, no discussion, all in favor of
But
this,
nonetheless,
show by raising your
no way.
hands. 2, and all against? 2.
Ooh, you got it.
Okay, later.
So it comes down to me, and
Yes, Mayor.
based on the fact that it is in operation already, I'm gonna vote to release the 40,000 on that.
Well,
Because
it'd
it is
be
operational.
whatever the retainage
The
is.
retainage on that.
I'm not putting
one
a
line
figure in there, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
the
the one
10%.
line item.
40.
My motion will be with 10%, not a,
Yeah, in actuality, even by Thursday, like, the one they are doing.
The store material is a bunch of money though.
But don't come back for more.
Where the issue was, if we bring the video and bring the asphalt, right, we release the 50%, you know, so for the whole project, so if we do that before, you know, by Thursday, then, you know, then that means that they should be able to, because that's actually what will help us a lot with everybody, you know, and that was the thing that I thought they were going to release that when all this thing about operational like we discussed in the last meeting, but it changed again, so.
Well,
I think we.
But you see what we're doing
Yeah.
before.
I think the issue is, once we get those and we can verify that
Yeah.
everything's fine, then
Yeah.
we would be comfortable releasing that.
Yeah, we are scheduled every day, no way.
I understand, but at this point, we still don't have the video.
DEP requires that, so we have to go with them.
Yeah, I know, we won't have a video.
Wait, it's not, you can't use it until it's approved.
Do we have to have a permit before we release it? Or once we-
The actual substantial.
If you're.
That's it.
Once we sign off on it, then I'm saying it's
Right,
substantial.
so once we receive those and we can say that we feel comfortable with it, we're willing to let that money
Yeah,
go
we
to
did that
you.
because we want to
You
pay
come back
our
to negotiation.
Once we get your as-built and videos,
Y'all come back with us on that? Y'all will come back with us on that?
Well, y'all will have to sign it, so,
Okay.
I mean, the town manager will have to sign it, so.
I mean, sometimes you're sitting there saying things you'll be comfortable with, and we have a misunderstanding as to what everybody's comfortable with.
Yeah, everybody's coming.
I'm not gonna wanna release any more retainage until I see DEP say, you could use that system. That's when I'm gonna feel good about cutting it.
That's why I said no more.
Yeah, because
I
that's
was just being brutal about it, so we have an understanding of how I feel, as opposed to
Yeah.
confusion.
If you all say that, we want, we have to monitor the job. The job is also bounded. Maybe, you know, the job is a bounded job. Bounded job means that the liability is zero for the city. That means if you don't pay, the bonding company pays. If you don't finish the job, the bonding company will finish the job. And we have the same bonding company for over 26 years. So we know we're not going to be forced or anything. So you're going to be completed and you're going to be satisfied. So for the thing that if we get strapped with money to pay our supplier, especially on this economic, you know, this crunch time like this when things are slow, you know, and the job is a job that will be so tight and a lot of things went wrong, right? And then we're losing money and then we sit down and pay our supplier. And then you say, okay, if they send it to Tallahassee and it's taking a month before they come back with result. So then we have some people that finish job like, you know, like in May and they can't get paid because the money is, you know, is not released. And when they sign it, it also take a minimum 45 days before we get a check back.
Yeah, and what, talking about what Doug brought up is, once we deem it substantially complete, if they turn in a pay application, we can go ahead and approve it, but maybe let's go ahead and start that process with DEP, the funding agency in Tallahassee, which will take 30 days or whatever it's going to take, and then not release that check until we get back from the DEP Jacksonville office the approval of it, so then at that point it is ready to be used.
But
I don't mind doing anything to cut out bureaucracy.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure that the citizens are not getting a job that's, they paid for it, it's not
That's right.
usable.
Right.
I mean, if the worst case scenario is they can put it in, the invoice can check and come to the city and you hold it until it, you know, because if you start if the process starts, by the time they be approved, then we might not even get a check until September.
And you brought up the bonding company,
Yeah.
and I know that's kind of thing you don't want to discuss much. But since you brought it up, my understanding with bonding companies is you have to have a date certain at which a project is supposed to be finished, and everybody has agreed it's supposed to be finished. And then if it's not finished, you can contact the bonding company. Are we satisfied with July 1st as that date?
We're going to finish it. It's substantial, you know, I mean, substantial completion because, I mean, if you really like it, we are fine.
I thought you said complete.
Yeah, well, it's a substantial completion. I mean, this is going to come back with some small items.
Right, you don't
Yeah,
finish
really
what you have
somebody
put
might
on.
say, somebody might say, my grass is not growing right, we mess it up, then we have to repair that.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
then there's some, you know, I mean, so I always have something, you know, every time. And they also going to come with a list, which they already have, so.
Well, we're going to have another
Basically, what
walkthrough.
he's saying is the punch out list we already have and everything we got, we can have all that complete by July 1st. Now, if we do,
Comfortable with that?
yeah, if we do a substantial on Monday, and you add a half a page extra work, that might be a couple days after that. But everything we have right now,
And you're
that's all
comfortable
it
that that
is.
would be work like raking some grass?
Yeah, it'll be nothing major. It'll be,
All right, so we're satisfied with
Yeah,
that.
and also, I mean, you should know that we have not even, all this project, we didn't even have, rain time, we never even asked for any time.
I didn't want to be on the
We have
same
a lot of
page.
storms sometimes that when we are doing pipe, that we didn't work for 2 weeks because of, so.
Yeah, but that's all part of it.
There's a lot of,
The weather's part of it whenever you sign the contract.
Yeah.
We all know that. So,
What I'm saying, on all the job, the document went down to give them back on the time extension. It's something that, what we're trying to, we're going to fulfill the job so everybody's satisfied. The job is 100%, complete and the public, using what they paid for, and then we go from there. I think that, yeah.
So
We're trying to say, yeah,
we're
so-
satisfied that you're gonna have the job done July 1,
July 1st.
with the exception maybe raking a little bit of grass and throwing some seed.
Whatever extra punch-out items you come up with at the substantial completion walkthrough.
And that seed is currently in the contract, so
Okay.
that's, I think
I thought it was
that.
sod.
Well,
There's
it's
some
sod.
areas.
See, I'm looking for sod.
Yeah.
What's both?
But need some topsoil put back on the
See, I do
deal.
too.
Does that
You gotta take all that line work away.
make sure we're talking about the same thing, that's all I ask.
But that's, so we're all on the same page. We all understand each other, where we're coming from.
July 1.
I wanna know, does that include putting those hookups for the church? Or is that, I wanna make sure we all understand, that's why I'm asking
Yeah, that's
these
what I'm
questions.
The Methodist Church.
You're talking about the extra, change
Is
order
that
boards
extra
on the
wide?
end?
I'm talking about the Methodist church, the way
Right,
church done.
those are actually change order boards, they're not on our plans. But yeah, I'm gonna get them done for you anyway, but everything on the plans is complete right now, as we're sitting here.
Didn't he?
yeah, we have a price, could we just include that when we do the final adjustment?
I'm saying, however we figure that out, we've already submitted prices for that.
They want
so-
to be known that, because,
Well,
so they don't hide
what
that.
was wrong?
Right, that's why I'm asking this.
What happened
It
there?
got left
What
off.
wasn't on the plans, that wasn't meant
To
for
go
us to
under
hook up. Yeah, that was never slated for a service.
the church and the difference there.
Those were additional items.
We try to do it, but if we don't complete by July the 4th, we don't want to be penalized for, right? That was trying to say,
Yeah,
when we try to figure
Right.
it out, okay.
Trying to get a final date for everything that we want to have done on the project.
That's why I'm asking, I wanna make sure we're all comfortable, we
So
don't
with
end up.
that, we need to know if that's still going to be done July 1st, or if we got,
But what, if I understand, you said July 1st, all this stuff that's in here needs to be done. In the church and all the other stuff, sodding, grass seed,
Yeah,
sod,
all that stuff.
all that will be complete July 1st. And the only thing that might not
anything
is
additional.
after the walkthrough,
Exactly.
but you would consider your job done July 1st. And you're comfortable with that? Okay. So we all on the same
And
page?
and are we talking about out here, the asphalt out in front of town hall and any other spots that we've identified already, or is that not?
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll have to look at that. That's not part of my packet
Okay,
right here
okay,
yet, so
that's
we'll have to
all, make
take a look at
sure.
that.
But it was part of my email, that's why I'm asking, we're
Yeah.
talking about different packets.
That's a very ambitious schedule.
It
It
is.
is. And we've seen these schedules repeatedly and.
That's why I keep asking.
Guys,
I
the
want
only
us
thing
all
that
on the same page.
would hamper you patient it, they're talking heavy rain Thursday and Friday. So
Oh, yeah,
maybe
it rained out for 2 weeks, that'll change
I
that.
understand.
How many people do you have out in the field right now?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, how you got it broken up? What kind of crews are you running right now, or doing different tasks? Just kind of describe what's going on there.
I got 7 rear people counting David and 2 electricians. That's all they got.
What was it?
They got 7 of their own and 2 subcontractors.
I think we have a crew for concrete houses, So yes, it's concrete.
You got anything else, or do we want to get this sign-in sheet for the public back there, and we'll go through those?
Yeah, just, we've nailed down, we've all agreed, we've all
July 1.
said July 1.
that's Friday.
That's, yeah, a week.
We have the fireworks.
And we'll have a big celebration.
July 4th.
Yep, have the
Well,
fireworks.
actually, the 2nd of July is our 4th of July celebrations.
So, week Friday.
A week from Friday.
All right, and
2 weeks, this week and next week.
at that point, if it's not done, we're saying that
I think it's on this one.
is that what
We'll
you're
wait,
done with
we'll
it?
wait, we're gonna wait to write the letter until July 1st.
Right,
then.
but that's what I'm saying, that's what we agreed, that's what Don stated, right?
They get a punch holes everywhere, because they're giving you the opportunity to make sure you think that's 100%
That's what I'm
realistic.
trying,
Yeah, that's what,
We wanna discuss that. For y'all to kind of discuss it.
Over there.
laid it out.
Well, yeah, I don't know that it was clear. So July 1st comes and goes.
okay, did what? If July 1st
If
comes in.
July 1st comes and goes and they're not done,
You know what I'm talking about?
are you looking at writing a letter to the bonding company then?
I wanna make sure they all know, that's why I keep asking.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
my reason for that, wait till I you can hear me. My reason for that comment, Joe, was to be sure that everybody on both sides of this fence understood that you have to have a date certain in order to say to a bonding company, they've not completed their contract. So that's why I offered the opportunity. Are you all satisfied with July 1st as that date? Or do you want to say July 1st, we're gonna look at this thing as a substantially complete walk-through inspection and wait another week or two like that? To me, calling a bonding company is like returning somebody in the IRS. I just don't want to go there. I was offering that as a,
And that's why we keep
but
asking
the
about that
rule
date.
says we have to have a date certain that everybody understands is a date certain.
I just thought of one thing, because everything on this list, one other thing that could throw a hitch to July 1st is actually wiring the grinder pumps to the houses. Because the panels are so old, you might have to order parts, you might install new panels. That could be one thing. I mean, the wire and everything could be right there, he just might be waiting on a special order breaker.
You've got most of my reader doing that.
Yeah. And he said he has come into some that he's worried about panels not being able to support it. And I wasn't thinking about that, because that's a sub wiring up the grinder pumps, but that would be he's wiring right now. But the only thing that would keep that July 1st was if you got to a couple houses that had an old panel, they had to special order something from out west and wait 2 weeks to get a breaker in, which wouldn't affect the job, it'd all be wired, you'd have to put the breaker in and go, but something little like that would be the only thing I could see.
What stops him from going out and looking at each breaker box right now to know if he has to order
But then
parts?
he started doing that now. Before we had to get the easements, before he could actually do that. Now we got all the easements, he's already done all that, and I think he's identified 3 or 4 houses that he may or may not have a problem with.
But just to be safe, let's just have 1 week.
July?
Let's have 1 week to July 1st, because of the church and also the.
Really just for the electrical is the only thing.
So what date do you want to go with?
Maybe July 8th or 4th day, the week after that.
Yeah, the very next week.
I think that is safe because.
I'm fine with that, as long as we have a date.
As long as we all know and we all agree.
It's like I'm hearing this, something else that, we don't want to, we want to do a good job, quality job, not to rush, and we need to rush now because we've been sleeping for a while. But we just had a week, July, what's the next Friday? July 8th?
Should be the 8th.
The 8th, 1 week later would be the 8th.
That'd be the
We'll have a
following
council
Friday.
meeting before then, so.
So they just have to go this week, start looking at all those finance.
Right, I just want to make sure there's nothing weird with the electric.
Because of this nature of the job, we have to do by America and all that, so a lot of things they look into that, we cannot just go to the store and get. So they have to be approved by them before,
Okay,
Go ahead.
one other question I have is the SCADA board that went out for repair.
That
Have you heard
Cummins
anything?
rod,
Yes.
yeah,
Have we heard anything on that?
they're working on it now in the Florida Bearings panel shop. When Cummins fired up their generator, they fried the SCADA panel. Yeah, so
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to pay for it and repair it and take
So
care
I
of
just
all
wanted to know if you knew his status, because I hadn't heard anything.
yeah.
Do you have any idea how long that would be? So we're gonna go to July 8th?
July 8th date.
July 8th? And that's ready for the,
That's what I got.
That's what I
Okay,
wrote on
I'm writing that down, July
That's what I wrote on my
8th, that's the
paper, right?
day.
Yes, ma'am.
And that'll be final completion other than,
Go back to
Well, wait now, this is
this will be ready for final walkthrough. When
Is
substantial
that what you're
completion
saying?
Yeah, just.
will have been completed, and you'll have addressed what's on this punch list, so
Right.
hopefully a final punch walkthrough would be very short.
Exactly.
July 8th is final punch walkthrough? Is that what we're saying?
Well, we could.
No, I'm just saying, is that what we're saying?
He's saying that he's gonna have, of course, I didn't say this, but I think what I'm hearing him say, substantial completion will be met, and all the items that are on these punch lists would be done, short of any
Just like
final
before,
walkthrough.
for the first.
We should have substantial completion this week, instead of the.
Right.
You have substantial completion this week, then.
Sure. But then you
Well,
gotta
it's gotta-
final.
it's gotta have those-
they're talking about
It's complete.
Yes, we have done this week.
That's fine. They're talking about final completion date, when you guys would consider the project 100%.
And are we back to July 8th?
Yes.
So are we saying final or substantial?
Well, no, it actually would be.
That's what I'm gonna verify. Final or substantial?
I think he's gonna meet here in the next week or so. We will, assuming all those videos are there and as-built, then we'll look through them and we'll send them in. But what he's saying, in addition to that, he will go through the punch list that's in here and get all those items done. And then once he feels he's done all the punch list items from us, from the county road department, whatever, then we will come back and do a final inspection.
July 8th.
And that will be on or before July the 8th.
Right, it could be,
All
yeah,
before.
you should be ready for it.
So you're saying complete July?
Yes, ma'am, on or before.
Other than whatever we come through on the final punch list, but everything that's on this punch list should be done.
Everything we know about right now will be done then. Now, if you guys do the final walkthrough and say, well, this grass needs to be a little different here, and sweep this out a little bit, and clean then that, they'll have to jump on that with the final punch list. But everything we have right here in front of us will all be complete and done.
And
Besides
Kelly-
any new, there'll probably be another one, right before we leave, you'll look at everything, and there'll be another punch list. That's just how these jobs go.
And you'll have time to go through all the videos in this length of time to get back to them?
Especially if I have the reports, it doesn't take that long. I can go through videos pretty quickly, but we have to verify that all the runs are.
Is that all of the videos there?
No, this is just a couple, and they got the rest.
Well, it's not all the ones that are missing.
Missing?
Well,
Is that all one?
Yeah.
Well, he's got to re-video a few too.
Right.
Yeah, I know that.
This area down in here, he's going to re-video, he's going to do that this week.
Right.
Yeah, that's that Thursday thing.
A decent amount of the ones that I've already verified are fine, are just fine. There's several that I
It's like- yeah, it's all
received that have
in
some issues, and there's some that I've not even looked at, that I don't even know what's going on in them.
So it wouldn't be any problem with you with videos?
Oh, and then not at all.
So what's the term we're using for July?
I guess the council kind of wants to have a date that if it's not done by, they can contact them on it.
That's right.
So they're giving you the opportunity to pick a date that
Pick
you're
a
very
date.
comfortable with.
And that's been done.
Yeah, so we're staying with July 8th, okay.
It's 2 weeks.
All done except for any
Well,
possible punch list.
When are we doing the substantial walkthrough again?
Well, the final, will be the final.
The 8th will be the final? We gotta do one a week before that to come up with any new punch-out items, you know what I mean?
Well, I want you to be done with everything that's on that list.
Right.
Everything's in the ground already.
Right.
So whatever we do will be a final punch list.
Okay. Exactly, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
We're good, July 8th.
And we can make it the 8th if we want to do that.
Do what?
We need to do substantial this week. We can get all the things.
Well, we've already
Yeah,
done
that's
this.
substantial. Once we get the videos, the as-built, we can say it's substantially complete.
Yeah, because pump stations are running, everything's in the ground. We just need the as-built and videos to make sure it's built right.
Right. Yeah, we're talking about that stuff on July 8th.
Because that'll already.
We want y'all to be comfortable with that.
Do you want to just kind of tentatively pencil in the 8th for
Fine.
final inspection?
Y'all want it there?
And, assuming this stuff progresses, we'll hold that date. Otherwise, if it's not, then we
Let me get this right.
No,
Because you got substantial and you got final.
Yeah, for July
Final
8th.
is gonna be on July 8th.
Inspection.
Everything done, all the rocks removed, clouds moved out of the way, everything is gonna be done on July the 8th.
It's got to answer that.
That's what we're doing.
I'd be facetious about the clouds.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Except for
We
the
go out to
minor-
do the
little minor
final,
things.
we got to do the final on July 8th. At some point before July 8th, you'll have to create another punch list.
Correct.
When is that walkthrough going to be?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That's what I was saying. I can finish everything that we've already had the punch list in April. All that stuff can
All
be
of these
finished.
finished, so when everything in this punch list is finished, we'll do the final walkthrough, which we're tentatively saying is the 8th.
And then what if
we'll
you,
come up
and
with
what
a
if you
small
have
punch list.
5 additional items on the 8th?
Then we'll need you to finish those once we put that final inspection punch list
And then
together.
we'll knock out them new items and that's it. Right, I mean,
See, that's what
And
we're
we'll
asking.
say-
Do you want the
thank
8th?
you.
They wanna make sure you're comfortable with the 8th because they're looking for a date to tell the bonding company that you're
Either you finish or you did not.
What we have, like, we should, we need to address the big percentages of the time they're out here. All the pipes are in, right? All the nails on there. There's more of this rest of them.
Pursue it, get out of here.
Yeah.
I do too.
That's what
And you have any needles?
I mean, y'all could get through before July 8th. but
Yeah,
I'm
but we
saying-
don't,
Yeah.
but we want something that.
Yeah.
I think what they're saying is that they're not going to set any come on until they, whatever the date is, it looks like it's going to be the 8th. That's their
I'm
wish.
not asking.
So that's the agreement, is the
That's the final
8th
day. If
for
it's
the
done,
final.
We have everything we got right here, done on the 8th.
Final
We do the final
walkthrough.
walkthrough.
Inspection.
Final inspection.
Yeah,
And they're content with that.
And you may be able to get some punch list before then.
Right, yeah, that's the worst case.
Actually, if I want to do, maybe you'll come next week and walk through before July 8th. Want to do that?
Well, yeah, I mean, y'all have got a written list of things to address, and
Yeah, I think everything we have now, that's fine. You know?
that's all we're looking at.
What I'm saying, if you want to come next week,
I won't be here.
I mean, they carry and, just walk through next week so that start looking and get everything we signed.
We'll have a council meeting when?
It's the following Tuesday,
July.
July
Fifth.
5th.
So,
5th.
So what I'm saying, if you want.
Well, you should probably pretty much know just from riding around what the status is.
I think if you'll do that next week, that will, help a lot.
Okay.
So you can work that, then, right, Sarah? And Lenny, the two of you work that. All right. Are we good at this point? If so,
yes, sir.
I'm going to open it up. We have Charlotte Smith signed in. And
Well, I don't know if I had to sign in, I just got a couple of questions. One, I guess I just want to hear, so on July the 9th, Miss Sarah's going to notify the bonding company if they aren't finished, is that?
Unless on the 8th, we walk through and we identify 1 or 2 items, then we'd allow them to fix those items at that point, and then we would.
One question that I think that was raised, I believe I understood this one gentleman to say that they had been to everybody's house and had looked at the boxes about wiring and things like that. I conferred with Russell and there's nobody been to our house to look at the electrical boxes.
Yeah, I don't know if he looked at everybody's electrical box. I'm just saying he's already identified 2 or 3 that he might have an issue with.
Because, you know what, we've got a family emergency that I'm going to be leaving town on Wednesday. And we may be back in town by the 4th or the 5th, and I mean, I'm going to pay someone to watch after my animals and things like that, but I'm not going to pay somebody to be there for
Where do
somebody.
you live in?
Right up beside
next
the
to the
bar.
bar,
By side of our red castle and
between the library and the bar.
library and the bar.
Oh, yeah, somebody come by your place in the
I'm
morning,
trying to put that tomorrow.
or sometime, you give me a time when I have somebody that, they got a little electrician over there. Me and Mike could looked at it one time before.
okay. I mean, will you be there after work? Okay, I just want that understood that nobody's been to our house yet, so. The next thing, you all are privileged to this punch list, and see, we're not really privileged to that punch list back here, so I don't want to sit here and assume that our driveway is on that punch list, but that box that was put there at our driveway is impeding us going in and out of there. At first I thought, well, if I run over it, I run over it till I see this big metal thing protruding up out of it, and if I take the car or the trailer down over it, I stand the risk of puncturing a tire, that thing needs to be moved out of the course of our driveway. Our driveway was not paved and it wasn't rock, but it was years and years of packed down dirt, and now it's just like sugar sand. Russell just about dumped the motorcycle the other day. I was trying to very carefully come into it and still almost dumped the motorcycle. So, I mean, the thing has got to be moved because it's impeding how we come in and out of our driveway. And we expect that the driveway get put back to the condition that it was in prior to you all digging it up. Is that on the punch list? Because Russell had evidently talked to Miss Sarah. Evidently Russell had talked to Sarah, and you had agreed that thing needs to be moved.
We did. It was the punch list that we're referencing was from before that box was put in, but that was identified to be taken care of.
Okay, so then I can sit down and breathe
Yes,
or
ma'am.
sigh of
It'll be
relief
handled.
that's on the punch list, that Russell and I aren't happy with our driveway.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
They've got it written down too.
that's all my question.
Okay. I'm going to ask the council, we only had the one sign in for the public. Do y'all want to open it up to the public otherwise? Okay.
3 minutes.
All right.
I have 5.
I will be-
5, come on. Well,
And it's, I'm going to let y'all decide. All right, we're going to open it to the public, but we are going to keep it down to 3 minutes. So I think Ms. Bass had her hand up.
I don't know, I guess it's manholes, is that what they're called, those round things in the middle of the road? Are they, and I don't know anything about this, but they're either extremely loose or when, there's two right in front of our house. Somebody will come by and invariably they're gonna run over it, then they're gonna hit mine, and they're gonna go hit Diane's, and it's bam, it'll scare you. I mean, I'm not used to the noise,
I think they're gonna weld it over.
but it's either loose or it's making a loud noise when somebody runs over it. Is that normal?
Well, maybe what it is it sits on a lip, and maybe there's dirt on one side of it, so it's not bearing all the way around.
But that's on Peachtree Street.
So they can look at that, and then if that's not it, then you just come in and maybe throw a little Remdeck or something on it. But if you get dirt underneath, like part of it, it's going to sit there kind of wobble, yeah.
It just really makes it, and if you're not used to something like that, it scares you. It's just so loud.
It interferes with your sleep.
It's on Peachtree,
Well,
which is actually right.
That's next street.
I think these are the things that we need to go all over everywhere.
We don't have
There's some that are everywhere here, this man.
Right, we do.
I have a question.
3
Are they
minutes.
going to actually come in and take all that lime rock out of the side, along the side of our road and replace it with, and take the rocks out and the piles of tar and everything? And I mean, take it out, 'cause it's rocks, you
you're
can't
gonna
mow
have to
it.
get your little digger
I
and
mean,
go down.
And refill it with some decent dirt
Dig it
that
up.
grass is gonna grow on, 'cause it's not gonna grow on what's there. I don't care what you say.
On the driveway or the
And they dig,
If I'm not
And
on the
this isn't
punch
just
list,
our
I
road, I'm
already
talking about Peachtree.
They're talking about the yards
I'm
along
talking-
Peachtree, not their driveway going in. They're talking about their
No,
yard,
no.
the frontage against the
Well,
road.
right, and it's not just Peachtree,
Correct.
it's every road that's been dug on. It's nothing but lime rock and rock, and nothing's gonna grow there, and I'd like to see it back the way it was, because we took good care of our right of way. It was always
You said it would be
picked up
put back like it was.
just
and
like it
that's where I
was.
went mine, and that's
Sod.
almost like it. And it's not, and now, mine is rock. I can't run my lawnmower over it, you can tell how far I go. And today I was picking up, when I was lawnmower, and nothing will grow there, and it just needs to be dug out, everything that's there, dig it.
And the
get your
winter
little
rye that was
thing,
planted is
and
long
go.
gone.
And let it,
Yeah.
and then we saw it.
that's all, that would have been one of my questions, but my 3 minutes was, but I live on Peachtree Tree.
But it's not just Peachtree,
It's not
it's
all
every road in
And
town
there's
that's
several
been
roads
dug
that's
up.
in the same shape.
Absolutely.
And that is on the list.
Yeah.
And some people's got, their driveway really looks nice. I mean, they went halfway into their yard, they're a long ways in there.
It's not in our
How'd
We're
that
on
happen?
Peachtree.
It's not listed.
Where you from?
The one in front of Daddy's house, the two of them down the road on.
I have another question. The 3 months that we have to hook up, does it start the day that this thing is okay?
That's when the final
It
acceptance.
starts when we final acceptance.
So that's July 8th, is that what you're
We
saying?
have to,
Well,
we'll send a letter.
We still gotta wait for
so-
DEP to sign off, so, it might be, like they said, it could take 30 days.
Okay, and I think I may have 30 seconds left, but I'm gonna also ask, is there any way of us keeping our septic tanks for that year during the guarantee until we see that this don't work? Because this has scared me to death watching this meeting today.
Betty, that I have to contact the health department. They're the ones that were dictating that about the septic tanks. So I will call and talk to them.
If you could.
But I can't give you an answer besides that.